On. Okay, I see a few of you on here. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just going to give a moment for everyone else to join us. Just wait a few moments. I know there's a slight lag, so I want to make sure everyone can hear me and see me. Hello, hello. Okay, are you guys excited about today's live? I kind of, today's a throwback, but let's just get into it. Hey everyone, it's Tiana from the Maniology team here with our weekly live every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. You can find us here on another nail stamping journey. Whether it's a tutorial, technique, or hack, we're here to discuss the details, and we're so happy you could join. Devon will be joining us through our little chat here. Hi, Dev. Everybody say hi to Dev. First off, I just want to say if I think Dev mentioned it last week, but happy belated Thanksgiving, happy Gobble Day. Hope you guys had a wonderful holiday with your friends, family, loved ones. We're so thankful for you guys for following us and for being a part of our nail stamping journey. I don't think Dev and I could have imagined that this is where our YouTube channel at Maniology would have, where we would have grown to, but we're so thankful that all of you are on here and that you enjoy watching us, watching our hands like thing. Yes, thank you so much for being here. So if you're here today, it's because the title of today's live has the word hack in it. Who doesn't love a good hack? So especially if it comes to nail stamping, I figured today is probably the best time, better than ever, to give you my 5 personal stamping hacks that I wish I knew when I was a beginner stamper. And who knows, I might have to end up doing a part 2, and I'm almost like 99.9% sure that Dev has her own hacks that she would want to share with you guys at some point, but I figured, now is a better time than any to just go ahead and dive into this. So if you enjoy our Maniology lives and any other inspirational and fun videos we share, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of the videos and other nail art content that we share. Okay, so really quick too, just because we're still in the holiday season and all this kind of stuff, today is the last day for our Cyber Monday sale. It did get extended, so there's only a few hours left. Go ahead and take advantage of the sale. No code, just go to our site, www.maniology.com. It's only going to be live for another 7 hours, I believe, 6 hours. I can't math, but take advantage of it. So over the years, there have been so many changes in the nail stamping game. And I think for many of you who have been around in the nail art community, specifically in nail stamping, you've seen a shift in, say products like the scraper. Could we talk about the scraper and how before we used to use metal scrapers on metal plates? So if you can imagine, the plates used to get scratched up kind of a lot. Another thing too is we've seen, a shift in stampers too, where once upon a time we were using extremely hard rubber type of stampers, and now, we have these wonderful see-through, kind of silicone soft stampers to transfer the images. I think it was just recently that I actually threw away those old, either they were samples or products that I used to use myself. But yeah, so if you can imagine, there was a time where we did stamping and you couldn't see through. We just had to kind of gauge whether we were being straight enough, to transfer the image, or sometimes I would like to transfer the image and then I would do it this way to transfer the design, so I could kind of see and line it up. But a lot of times we were just guessing. Give me some thumbs up if that were you. If not, then I guess I'm Lone Ranger. But that's why today I'm going to be your fairy stamping godmother who will help you with these 5 simple hacks. Some of these were built out of ingenuity, I think. and maybe they weren't necessarily around, but we had to create it. But anyway, we're happy to be living in a time where nail stamping has evolved to the point that it has. And so I'm so happy to be sharing these things with you. So it's not like a secret, you know. Let's just dive into it. Hack 1, use stamping hack. Now, I don't really have the best, another way to kind of explain what this means, but let's just say, you know, you just got you're starting out, you just got one of these awesome, what do you call, nail stamping starter kits, or you just got your nail stamping products and you're ready to go. You have little blank canvases and you want to get ready to stamp. Now, back in the day, or not even back in the day, you know, the mine is racing right now, but many of our full nail designs, and this particular hack I feel really applies to images that are full nail images like this and not individual ones. Or sometimes we have like a much bigger design that's like compact. But if you don't have any way aside from just using acetone and stuff, then I have a really easy hack for transferring it onto the nail. So anyway, today, as you can see, I have my nails done. So I'm just going to use this as a sample of a painted tip. And let's just go ahead with this color here. Okay, so today actually I'm not doing a lot of stamping, but I am going to be doing a lot more talking. So what I'm going to do is kind of matching up to your cuticle, or what it looks like on, in this case, I'm going to kind of create more of a U shape on the bottom. So instead of the normal, what we would do is to color the whole image. I'm going to only color a portion of that image. So in the shape of a U, or whatever your nail bed looks like at its edge. Mine kind of goes from like a flat U. Okay, I know it looks strange, but okay, so when you pick it up, that's what it looks like. Okay, but you also notice that when you go ahead and transfer the image onto the nail, if you can imagine, if it was squared off, then you would have all of these edges to go ahead and clean off. Now, if you're like me and you just got into nail stamping, or even if you're just painting your nails, then I think you can relate to the fact of kind of how difficult, you know, of course, I'm working with my dominant hand. But when you go switcheroo and you're holding your polish with your non-dominant hand, so in this case, what do you call a lefty, I find it really difficult for my fingers to figure out, because I'm not ambidextrous, on how best to hold the polish and all these kinds of things and stuff like that. So I feel like the concept is the same for when you're holding your angled brush or Q-tip or whatever you're using to clean off this edge, you know, for whatever stamping gets onto the skin. So this is a really, really nice hack to have in your pocket if, say, for instance, you don't have anything to protect. Hint, hint, wink, wink, don't worry, we'll get to that. But again, if you're just starting off, this is a really good hack for those full nail designs that kind of give you less imagery that goes on your skin, which also means less cleaning up. So that's hack number 1, is using the U stamping hack. And since I have an extra one, let's just do another one. Another sample. Okay. And let's just do another image here with the same color. I'm going to go in that same kind of shape. You see how I'm not coloring the whole image in? Oops. Scrape as usual. Okay. Picks up the design. And now let's transfer it, kind of matching up to that nail bed line, and transfer it onto the nail. So all of that with none of your side walls getting polish on, which keeps the skin as clean as it possibly can be. Okay. So let me go ahead and clean this. Now that kind of moves me on to hack number 2, which is removing excess polish with Scotch tape. Now actually, here I have Scotch tape. Regular type of tape. Don't worry, don't get hung up on the name. Just any type of office tape. And that is what I removed. Same kind of concept. I just showed you from the stamper, but if I were to stamp a design, now just for kicks, let's go ahead and do this. I think this hack is good for any type of polish, but specifically if you are like me, dark polishes, black polish specifically, but dark blues, or even metallic polishes are really hard. I have really deep nail beds, so when black or dark colors get on my skin and I'm trying to clean it off with my cleanup brush or a Q-tip or something, it starts to run into the design or run into my skin. Yes, I know I could probably use cuticles, but I'm cuticle oil, but I don't think like the average person uses cuticle oil. If you're just coming into nail stamping or nail art. And I've been doing nail art for a very long time, and I don't use cuticle oil religiously. I think it's a personal preference. Of course, I like the look of what cuticle oil does to the skin. It nourishes and it helps. But sometimes we don't have time. Some of us don't necessarily like the film that it kind of leaves on the skin, or I'll see marks on my keyboard. I have a black computer, I'll start to see like the oily marks on my computer, or start to see it on my steering wheel, things like that. Maybe you even see it on your clothes. So, again, it's a personal preference. It definitely helps. But I think that if you're starting off in nail stamping, you're probably not using that. Maybe you don't even have a cuticle oil. I think that this hack is probably smart when you are using Scotch tape to help remove the polish. Now, I wasn't going to do a demo on this, but I think it would help. So why not, right? We'll see how much you guys will be able to actually see. I'm just going to... Oh, okay. We're not looking at design. We're just looking at... So I'm going to go ahead. We don't need it. But anyway, you guys can get the idea. Now you start to see polish over here. This hack works best for fresh polish. Okay. So what I'm doing is using the Scotch tape to go around the skin, taking off whatever bits of fresh polish you can see. So do you see that? All of the excess polish that went onto the skin is coming off, and the rest of the design is staying onto the nail. Okay. So it's a lot nicer, and now you don't even have to use acetone. Try and get as much as you can off. Then if you have to go with a little bit of acetone, it's not that big of a problem, but at least the imagery is not going to smear. So that's hack number 2. is use your Scotch tape to remove excess polish from your skin. Okay. Hack number 3. So you're new to stamping, and I'm going through all of these really cool hacks ahead of time. However, we do have simpler solutions nowadays. This wasn't the case back then. Can you imagine? We actually used to use Scotch tape to tape around the edge of your nail. I'm just going to show you because I think it's kind of hilarious, but again, out of ingenuity, you did what you had to do, right? Could you imagine that there was a time when we did nail stamping and this is what we did? Okay, to like make sure that the polish wasn't gonna get on our skin. Do you guys remember that? Or water marbling? Oh my gosh. I think for the sheer fact of having to tape your nail and it looked like this and then you have to take it off after. Yeah, that's not the business, right? And whoever tried it, you know, mastered it, but we have other solutions now. So using hack number 3 is using cuticle protector tape or liquid latex to protect the skin around. And this applies to not only nail stamping, if you're just painting your nails. Again, going back to somebody who is now picking up polish for themselves for the first time and they want to, you know, paint their nails. You're not going to be good at it, right? You're going to practice and practice and practice. Any of those people that you see who are on social media and all that kind of stuff, if they can start painting their nails like this, at one point they couldn't. You know, that was through a lot of practice. So that was me too. So we have products that can really help you to, you know, avoid getting the polish onto the skin. Now this is just one cuticle protector tape. This is a latex free, and I'm gonna specify what is latex, a latex formula versus what is latex free for those who may have allergies. But this is a one-time use tape. Actually, I should have showed you guys this one because I already used one. Okay. A one-time use kind of tape that matches to your cuticle, the shape of your cuticle. It's stretchy, really easy to put on, helps to protect, and just like that. Okay. If you have short nails like me, you would protect the skin, but that's pretty much all you do. After you stamp, then you would go ahead and just remove this. I'll give you my ranking after I'm done introducing all the products because I do have a ranking system that I prefer, but again, we're just giving options, right? Next is the Polypeel Cuticle Protector. Now this one is a latex formula. So we're not talking about smell, people. We're talking about functionality. This product definitely works. It dries like any standard latex. You would paint it around your nail bed as such. So you could use this again if you're painting, just painting your nails, if you're doing nail stamping, if you're doing any type of other nail art like water marbling, if you're doing a gradient. So you see actually the product is already drying as I'm currently on this live with you, which is really nice because that's what I wanted you to show, see. That it goes on pink, but it dries looking like I have a burn around my finger, but that's okay. So you can go ahead and paint as much as you need, you know, depending on how big your stamped image is or whatever. You can, you know, go further down. Make sure to always protect over here because especially if you have short nails, the imagery might just curl over to the top of your nails depending on how you stamp down. Okay, so as you can see, it's drying on camera right now. And once that's dry, assuming that it's dry, and you can tell because it turns into a darker pink, from a milky pink to a darker pink, it would come off in one piece, but it's slightly wet. And there, that stretchiness, that's the latex formula. So if you have latex allergy, the pink one is not for you. Okay. And also, I'll bring up another. I had a funny image in my head, and I think I see somebody who made a comment about the cuticle protector sticking together. So again, remind me in my ranking as to, I'll bring that up. The next product here says latex free. This is Mani Mask, okay? It's a cuticle protector, a liquid cuticle protector, just like this. The formulation is different though. Again, this is like latex. If you've never played with latex, think of rubber cement glue. This is a latex-free formula. Think of white Elmer's glue, okay? The consistency and the way that it dries. You know, I was that kid who loved to play with glue on their hands. Give me some hearts if that was you. I still do, honestly. Like, when I have a chance, if I have polypeel at my desk, I'll just kind of randomly paint just so I can kind of peel it off. It's just fun. You know, fun, weird things. But this dries slower, but it is a great solution. So you would put it on just the same. Goes on with this milky green color, but it dries almost like a translucent green. And again, you can expect that the consistency is like white Elmer's glue dried onto the skin. And it's a perfect solution for latex. Those who have latex allergies, this is the product that you would use. Here are the two options that you have at your disposal for protecting the skin around your nails when you're doing nail art. Now, if you're lucky enough to not have a latex allergy, then you have at least three different options. You could do the Scotch tape route too. I wouldn't recommend it, but so I keep talking about my personal ranking between the three. This is my number one. Not only because it has a cute design. Yes, I think the major con is the fact that it is a one-time use, but it's instant use. You know, so I can put this on my nails, you know, line it all up, stamp, 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 take everything off in an instant because I don't have to wait for any drying time. Unlike with these, you know, they're a liquid formula, so there is drying time. And the comment that was made, when you put these on your fingers, okay, so say you go bloop, 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 you line it up on your fingers. If all of a sudden you decide to go like this, what do you think happens? You have to like cut in between because now your product has now stuck together. So your fingers will be stuck together. So either you'll have to redo them again or you'll have to cut them. You know, when I saw a comment, who doesn't love instant gratification? Thank you, Monica. That is so true. But if you have the patience and you're not in a rush to go anywhere and you're just having a chill night in, then yeah, so maybe these might be, you know, a better solution. But so I said 1, 2, and 3. That would be my option. So just make sure for those with latex allergies that you pay attention to that. Okay, I think, let's see. Oh, Crystal, let's see, question. Tiana, how are you gonna get that red polish off your beautiful manicure? I'm wearing gel. So I can go ahead with a, what do you call? Acetone. Or in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just use a nail polish remover that has less acetone and all those vitamins and all that kind of stuff. And I can just go like this and take off any of the polish that landed on the nail with no damage to the underneath part. There you go. That's why I wanted to kind of do a light design too and make sure to not get red on my skin, because that's not the look, right? So just like that. That's the benefit of using gel, but we're not talking about my nails. We're talking about nail stamping. So let's go into hack number 4, which is, I think after I do this demo, you guys will know exactly where I'm heading, right? Come on. Don't be blurry. Don't be blurry. Don't be blurry. Don't be blurry. Okay. Technology, it works when it wants to, and then it doesn't when it doesn't. All right, I'm coming in. Maybe I should just come in a little closer. Does that work? How does that look? I know it's coming in clear for you guys and stuff. It's just, I just want to make sure it's as clear as possible. And there's actually a pretty decent lag on YouTube. Okay. So this image was actually from this plate that I was using, M038. Those penguins there. I was like, oh, I should use black, but instead I decided to go with a really dark blue. But okay, so hack number 4. You're done with your manicure. Everything's lined up the way that you want. You're gonna go ahead and top coat it, and yay! Oh, what's happening? What just happened? Womp womp. Okay, there's nothing more sucky balls than working on your nails and then that being the end result after you top coat it. Okay, first of all, I do want to make a mention. When this happens, make sure you clean off. So you see there's a little bit of blue, actually kind of a lot of blue, coming off of the brush. Make sure you clean that, or else it's going to be sitting in your polish bottle, changing color. And you know what's going to happen? The next time you're going to use that top coat, it's going to be a white manicure, and then you're going to have light blue, and that's, again, that's not the look, right? So I would make sure that when that happens, first of all, just make sure that you rub it off on a napkin and get off as much of the blue polish, if not all of it. So yes, you're wasting some, but you know, you're also saving your manicure from the next time that you do it, because it happens. So it's clear. Just keep brushing it until the blue goes to a clear color, and then you can go ahead and just put it back into your polish bottle. But all you're doing is just clearing the brush, because now this happens. Sucky balls, okay? Just looking at it, it's making my blood boil, because even though this is a sample, I remember those days, and I'm getting frustrated just looking at it. But anyway, hack number 4, smudge-free top coat. Some of our stamping kits come with, you know, the smudge-free, but if you don't have a smudge-free top coat and you're doing nail stamping, get it. Absolutely get it. Everything else you can find you know, a fun little hack for. Maybe you have something around the house, but you don't have one for this. So this is kind of like a necessary, I would deem it necessary, because look at the difference of what happens when you use a smudge-free top coat. And look at that. And I want to tell you that, oh, shoot. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you live on the edge. And I'm going to tell you guys what just happened. The other top coat that I was going to show you just fell, went all over me, thankfully, and not my brand new shirt that I just got. I think it may have gotten onto my computer. It sure did. It sure did. And this, I mean, you guys can kind of see the stickiness over here. Yeah, it went like all over. Oh boy. Have to make sure it's not on my clothes. This is like, I can't make this stuff up, okay? Look. So maybe I should clue you in on another hack that I wasn't going to talk about, but is definitely something that's really important. Lotus mat. Okay, if you are accident prone like me and Dev, hi Dev, yeah. Gosh, do your nail art on our lotus mat or a silicone mat or any mat. I don't care if it's a trash bag, that's what I used to use before, but get yourself a lotus mat because things like this can happen. You can get nail polish on your computer, which is definitely not supposed to be there. And I have an apron, just not on me. Yeah, I'm having a brightness moment right now. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming. That is the difference between using a smudge-free and a smudge-free and our speed dry top coat. That's what I used here. That's the difference. So it's a must. Oh boy. Fun days, fun times watching Tiana be clumsy. This is why we can't have nice things. Okay, so hack number 5, 100% acetone for cleaning your nail plate. And again, this is a really good example as to why. Okay, so you see I have a plate here. And I think when you're first getting into nail stamping, you're just using whatever nail polish remover you have around the house. I don't think average people would keep 100% acetone around their house unless, you know, that's just a product that you've used. So you would go ahead and pump it into your nail polish remover that has all these vitamins and all these kinds of things. And you're gonna be here. You're gonna be here. We're gonna be here for a while. Yep, we're still here. Five minutes later, and we're still here. You know, just for kicks, I'm gonna continue to keep running this. So here I am, probably like 45 seconds later, no cleaner than, slightly cleaner than where I started, okay? You can see that I got the polish off of the plastic, but the metal is still staying here. Now, I can tell you what is gonna happen if this doesn't get cleaned out completely to where you can see all of the etching. Eventually the polish will start to build up and you won't get a clean pickup, okay? The pickups will gradually get worse and worse until, you know, it's gonna be like, oh, well, I had a really nice pickup and it didn't pick up now. What's going on? So now I'm gonna show you why 100% acetone. I'm sure I have. Well, you know what? For the sake of this, I'm just going to dirty this plate up again. Okay? because I want to show you how instant with 100% acetone this can be cleaned. Okay, we don't have to pick that up, just leave it there. Now I got a dirty plate again. Okay, so now I'm using 100% acetone, okay, on a clean pad, and in no time, now I have a clean plate that's ready to use again. If you're doing the same image on all 10 fingers, then you're not going to be here forever cleaning. You know, you want something that's going to be instant. But not only that, all the vitamins that are in the nail polish remover doesn't do you any good in this case. You know, you need something that's going to clean, get the polish that's sitting inside all of these grooves out, so you can move on with your life, have a clean plate, and go on to the next step. Okay, you can go ahead and use the polish and stuff like that. Over here, I would recommend, you know, you can clean all the polish and stuff. If you start to use 100% acetone on the logo and the back of the plate for any brand, not just ours, you know, eventually this will get eaten up, because that's just how strong 100% acetone is. That's also another reason why we have to use acetone resistant plastics. Not everything we carry on our website is 100% acetone. Acetone resistant plastics like this. Keep this away from the 100% acetone. I think I showed this because this will happen. Okay, this is what your cap looks like when it first comes to you and you take care of it and stuff. But if for some reason 100% acetone gets here, or you have a cotton that flies onto your cap, that's kind of what it does. It kind of leaves it textured and kind of eaten up. So just be careful of that. Nothing's wrong with the cap, still works. It still does what it's supposed to do, which is to keep the debris off of the surface of your stamper. But just kind of showing you, since that's what happened to me. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Now, another thing too I wanted to mention, because I feel like when you're a first time stamper, one thing that kind of happens too is that, you know, your plate arrived to you super, super shiny, right? But now, after stamping and cleaning your plate, it looks cloudy. Let's take this plate, for example. You know, it doesn't look as shiny and stuff. So again, I want to say nothing is wrong with the plate. That's just residue. But 100% acetone will help to clear that off when you take a clean cotton pad. After you've cleaned off all the paint, go ahead and take a clean cotton pad, an unused cotton pad with some 100% acetone, and go ahead and wipe the surface down. So maybe you might get some polish off, but for the most part, it's pretty clean. And then you're back to being shiny. So that's just a preference like this. Now I have all of that residue of the nail polish remover with all its vitamins and oils sitting on top of the surface of the plate. And that's not how the plate looked like before. So I'm going to go in with that same cotton pad, and look, it's all shiny. So I'm not a scientist, but I am going to go out and say that I do believe that 100% acetone has more alcohol in it, which makes it evaporate a lot better or faster. And so that's why you kind of end up with a result like this. Okay, I think I saw somebody say that, Holly asked, can I use alcohol on a metal plate to get the shine? I believe it could work. I just use 100% acetone because that's always what's at my disposal. But after the plate is cleaned from polish, I believe the effect could work. You can try it. But you know, if you don't want to jump from one product like 100% acetone to alcohol, then just use the 100% acetone. Okay, so now you have clean, shiny plates. and you're ready to go ahead and organize that, put it back in your binder or wherever, however you store your plates. So I gave you 5 hacks. 1, the U stamping hack. 2, removing excess polish with Scotch tape. There's so much you can do with Scotch tape. Helps to clean your stampers, can clear off the skin around your nails. Scotch tape is just good to have around. So especially if you're picking up a whole bunch for the holiday season because of all your gift wrapping and present wrapping, keep it around for your nail art. Just go ahead and throw it in that, you know, your nail art box or whatever, your tackle box. Hack 3, using cuticle protector tape or liquid latex to go ahead and protect the skin. Applies not only to nail art, nail stamping. You can use it for if you're just painting your nails. They're just really good things to kind of have around. And hack 4, smudge-free top coat. It's just a must, a must, a must. And also I do want to mention, once this is dry, if you have another top coat you would like to put over it, you can do that, like a matte or a super shiny or whatever fancy schmancy top coats you may have that you want to use. You can use it on top of the smudge-free once it's dry. Hack 5 was the 100% acetone for cleaning your nail plate, and why you really should get 100% acetone and not anything that's like ultra strengthening, vitamin D and E and A and all this kind of other stuff. Like this strengthens and nourishes. You want the stuff that's going to clean the grit and is also going to make your hands super dry. Okay, this is what happens when you're a new nail stamper. Okay, your skin gets dry. And so actually I already gave you guys a bonus hack, okay, which was the lotus mat, but I have another bonus tip. So you saw me cleaning all the plates with my hand, right? Could you imagine you did your nails, but you made a mistake now on one hand, and now you really have to carefully go ahead and clean the polish off of the nail plate to restart the process over again, but your nails are still kind of wet, but you gotta fix it. What happens? Many times I will get linties in my wet polish. The manicure would just be ruined, so it wouldn't just be that one nail I have to fix. Now there's probably like 3 or 4. So enter in another bonus tip, okay? Tweezers, nothing fancy, okay? I would prefer something that's wider like this, you know, because I know you have like the really sharp needle nose tweezers, but keep that acetone away from your nail, okay? And there you go. So if you have an extra one laying around your house that you don't use, then there you go, use tweezers. But later on, I do recommend getting the pineapple cotton grabber. This thing is so nice. I feel like it's just more ergonomic too, because it's not as small, and you don't have to be as pinchy as this to really hold the cotton. But if you got nothing, this works. But there you go. So it comes out with these prongs. You're going to pick up your cotton, and usually from this point, if it's a clean cotton, I just go ahead and go in with my acetone and just pump it just like that. Gets wet, and now I'll go in with the plate and clean off my plates. I don't ever really touch cotton these days, so protect your hands from getting overly dry. Get a cotton grabber or use tweezers or clothespins. That works too. Again, think some of these tips kind of came from the ingenuity of, you know, what we had at the moment. So, you know, I think these are all really important personal tips that if I was starting out over again, I would have liked to know going into it what I kind of what to expect, I guess. So I hope you guys found this really fun and educational, entertaining with my clumsy butt. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up today's live. I'm gonna go ahead and see if there are any comments that I could address. KMS, can cuticle cream or oil be used once manicure is dry? Won't these ruin the mani? My fingers get so dried out from the acetone. Yes, you can use a cuticle cream or oil. Actually, since I have cuticle oil here, it won't ruin it, but I think in general, I'll just use, you know, some cuticle oil. And I'll just kind of lightly rub a line on my skin like that, and then rub it around on the skin like that. So I don't really touch the manicure all that much because it's not the manicure that's dry, it's your skin around. And if you feel the need to kind of get into some tighter places that are dry, kind of like where I'm showing you on my middle finger, then you can kind of use your tip, your brush tip, or however your oil comes in to get into like those tighter spaces. Okay. So there you go. Not saying that you have to put it on this way, but that's kind of how I do it. You know, eventually, of course, the oil will get onto the nails, but it shouldn't damage it, the manicure, especially after it's been sealed with a good top coat after. Let's see. Grandma Mimsy, always coming in with the help. Thank you so much. It's so awesome to see our regulars that join us in our lives every week. It's so exciting. Let's see. Don't those additives mess with your stamper too? I think this was talking about, what do you call? Talking about nail polish remover. I'm just gonna assume, is that what we were talking about, Monica? The additives. You know what, to be honest, when you have your stamper, there's no reason why acetone should even really go on the surface of your stamper. It's been the days of hard rubber stamper. That was probably the last time that I ever used any form of acetone or nail polish remover on a stamper. But if I were a newbie going into this, putting any additives on here to clean my stamper head, I could imagine that the same thing would happen to the surface of the stamper. Now you kind of don't want to do this. This is already a good working machine. Like, it works right out of the package, and you don't want to do anything to really damage the surface of this unless you have a whole bunch of stampers. But usually, again, when you're a new stamper, you don't have all of these things readily available. You don't have, oh my gosh, I just broke my stamper now, you know, I can just go to my next stamper head and I have a replacement like these, you know. That is for when you've reached, you know, upper echelon of stamping, right? But when you're starting out, you have the one, and you definitely want to take care of that. So please don't go using any acetones, not even your 100% acetone. There's absolutely no reason for it. So if you have nothing to clean your stamper head from any excess polish or anything, Scotch tape, Scotch tape. Okay, if you have a sticky lint roller or like a sticker lint roller that you can like throw away after you've used it, then go ahead and use that. Okay, but we don't want any liquid sitting on this. We don't want any of the vitamins and all this kind of stuff. This is a good working machine as is, and we don't want to ruin that. Okay, this has just enough stickiness where it'll just kind of lift everything off the stamper head. And we have a really good video talking about the do's and don'ts of your ice cube stamper. So honestly, it's been my experience. You can use this right out of the box, no problem. If you do have to kind of clean it, use the Scotch tape, and usually that should take care of everything. Let's see. I see a lot of comments here. I'll definitely go through them after this live is done because I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me and just kind of going through. Is this correct? Am I saying it Rain Ann? Thank you so much for joining us, and this is your second live. Hello. Says, I am able to watch, but I've watched tons of your videos. I love nail polish and stamping. Myself and my kids think that you're amazing. You are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that all of you find, these videos to be extremely helpful, and that's why we're here. Not only to just demystify nail stamping for you, but also to just kind of help you on your journey, get the creative juices going. And you're joining a really awesome community of people. Okay, so I think we're pretty good. I hope you guys really enjoyed my 5 nail stamping hacks plus 2 special ones. That's awesome that you guys caught my clumsiness on a live, but it happens, and this is why we need to protect the workspace and make sure to not have really expensive things like your work computer right by your stamping station. But I like to live on the edge, so I'm doing this for you. But I will see you guys in the next live. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you subscribe. If you love our Maniology lives, you love our content, we're here every Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. I believe that converts into 3:30 Pacific Standard and 6:30 Eastern? Yeah. Again, math. I didn't say math was my best suit. So make sure you subscribe. I totally enjoyed doing this video with you guys, and I will see you all in the next live. Take care. Stay kind. Bye.